Okay, guys, we got two more examples I wanted to do for finding zeros of polynomials, and these come straight from your homework. So here we go. This is number 8 from your homework, and this one's kind of tough because 168 is a pretty big number, and it's got lots of factors. All right, so I think I give you a hint to try 2 or 3. Okay, so when you list all the factors, your first step is technically to list your potential factors. And since I give you a hint, you can kind of avoid it. But, 168 has a lot of factors. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. That's how come you don't know that. Oh, I forgot about 6. 6, and then 7, and 8 all go into 168, and so does 12, 14, 21, 24, 28. And I think there's some more in there. Let's see. It's 12 times 14, 8 times 21, 7 times 24, 6 times 68, 4 times 42, 3 times 56, 2 times 84, and of course 1 times 68, 168. So there's a lot of factors here. All right, so I did give you a hint in the problem, and the hint was to try 2 or 3 and then do a negative number. Okay, so now all these are positive and negative. So again, the hint starts with +2 or +3 and then go into a negative number. So you do have a list, you do have a hint. All right, so we're going to start with our division. And we have 1, -5, -2. Uh-oh, that's a +5. Let's try that. I think I copied the problem wrong. Let me check to make sure I have it right. Okay. 1, +5, -2, +60, and -168. Okay. And the hint was to try 2 or 3. So we'll start with 3. And so that gives me 8, and 22, and 66. This is not going in the right direction. Okay, and so I don't think 3 is going to work here. So let's try 2. Okay, so again we have the 1, the 5, the -2, the 60, the -168. And we're going to try 2 this time, see if we have better luck with 2. So then 5 plus 2 is 7. 14, that gives me 12. It's 24. That gives me 84, and 2 times 84 is 168. It's so weird how it does that over here on the corners. Okay, 168. All right, so 2 worked. Yay, 2 is my first answer. Okay, so now this is a 4th degree. And we talked about that when we do a 4th degree, we have to divide again. Okay, so we have one answer, but now we're looking at an x to the 3rd. So we're going to divide again. We can divide straight right here on this part right here. And you were chosen to choose a negative, I think maybe a larger number. Okay, so a negative number that may be a little bit larger. Now, if you'll look at 84 is now your number that you're looking at. Okay, and so some of these can be, removed, but like 8 doesn't go into 84, so that one can be removed. Yeah, so 2 works, 3 works, 4 works, 6 works, 7 times 12, 6 times 14 does not equal 84, does it? Yeah, it does. 6 times 14, 3 times 21, 24 doesn't work, right? Anyway, so we're going to try, let's try 6. See if 6 works. Oh, it's supposed to be a negative. All right, so let's see if 6 works. So I got -6. Oh, and that gives me 36. So that one did not work. So let's try something else. 1, 7, 12, 84. And let's try -7. So that'll give me a -7, which is 0, and a 0, which is 12, and then oh, that worked. Easy. That one worked. Okay, so I've got my 2 regular answers, right? And so now this, remember, this is a quadratic. This is a quadratic. This is x to the second now. So I have 1x to the second plus 0x plus 12. I don't need the 0x. And so I'm going to subtract 12 on both sides. I'm going to square root both sides, and I get positive, negative, I square roots of 6. Did I do this problem already? That's not right. Miss Cox, you know that's not right. I square roots of 12, so it'll be 2 plus or minus 2 square roots of 3. So that's my answer. Hope y'all caught that error too. So, complex roots. Complex means imaginaries are included. So I have 2, and I have -7. I have 2i square roots of 3, and I have -2i square roots of 3. This is a 4th degree polynomial, and I have 4 answers. All right, let's look at the next one. This is number 11. Okay, now this one is hard, and it's going to require a big sheet of scratch paper. Okay, big sheet of scratch paper, or actually just set up a section on your paper for scratch, and it's going to be required. All right, and there is another video made by another person that I have told you to watch that does a problem very similar to this one. So here is a repeat video. So you should have watched that video and possibly this video, or this one first and another one. So this you've got time to look at. Okay, and one of your hints on this one is to maybe go ahead and just get it wrong and keep hitting similar until you get a number, until this last number is small, because some of you may end up with thousands in this video. And, you know, this one's hard enough. I'm just going to be honest with you, because the numbers do get pretty large. Okay, so on this one, you know, I highly recommend that you just go ahead and get it wrong and keep hitting similar until you find one that's small enough for you to attempt. Okay, so here we go. So we have 1, -6, 4, 56, and -480. Now, I spread it out a lot more this time because we're doing complex numbers. All right, so I'm going to do 2 minus 4i, and the other one, if I know 2 minus 4i is an answer, then I'm guaranteed that 2 plus 4i is also. Okay, and so I'm going to do, those are the 2 I'm going to do. I know 2 minus 4i works, and 2 plus 4i works as well. This is called a conjugate pair, and zeros, complex zeros, always come in conjugate pairs. Always. Always. I'm going to write that down. Complex zeros always, there's comfort in that word, always, come in conjugate pairs. So if you know one I number that's a 0, then you automatically know the other one. Okay, so I know 2 minus 4i, and so also 2 plus 4i. So here we go. And again, give yourself some extra space when you're doing complex numbers. Okay, so I'm going to multiply 2 minus 4i times 1, and that's going to give me 2 minus 4i. Now, I'm going to be able to combine the -6 and the 2, but the -4 I can't do anything with on this problem. So when I do the -6 plus 2, I get a -4. All right, now here's where my scratch paper comes in. I have to do 2 minus 4i times negative 4 minus 4i. Okay, so this is where the scratch paper comes in, and it's going to require FOIL. It's going to. So go ahead and do it. I'm going to get a negative 8 minus an 8i plus 16i plus 16i squared. Stop the video if you need time to go through this, because I'm going to go through it really fast. So please stop the video, get your FOIL done. That's going to turn into a minus 16, so a minus 8 minus 16 is minus 24, and then plus 8i. Okay, so that's going to be minus 24 plus 8i. All right, now I'm going to add those two. Again, there's no imaginary part, so just bring down that plus 8i. And then I combine the 4 and the negative 24 to get a negative 20. All right, so now I have to multiply again. I'm going to 2 minus 4i this time. Change color. Let's try dark blue. So 2 minus 4i this time times the negative 20 plus 8i. Again, you're going to FOIL and stop it. Stop the video until you get where you need it to be. Okay, so I have that. Becomes a plus. All right, and so then that's not 80, that's 40. And then you make silly mistakes like that, and you get very frustrated. So this is going to give me a negative 8 plus 96i. Okay, put that up here. It's negative 8 plus 96i. Again, the 96i, just bring it down. And then I'm going to do 56 minus 8, which is 48. And multiply one more time. So now, this one, listen carefully. Since I know that this is a 0, when I do this multiplication, I should get positive 480. Because I know this is going to be 0 right there. Because that's what it told me. If it's not, then I have made a mistake somewhere in my calculation. So this is a really great opportunity to check your work. Okay, so go through this carefully. So 96 plus 192i minus 192i minus 384i squared. That's going to become a plus. Those cancel, and that's going to give me 96. Hold on. Like I said, check your work. And that's going to give me 8, 9, and 9 is 18, 480. Just like I was supposed to get. Excuse me. Okay. So now we're going to go again. We know that 2 minus 4i worked, and now we got to do 2 plus 4i. So now I'm going to do 2 plus 4i. Here we go. This one is going to be a whole lot easier than the first one. So don't panic. It's going to be, I don't even need my scratch paper for this one. I can use it if you want me to, but I'm not going to need it. Here we go. 2 plus 4i times 1 is going to be 2 plus 4i. Notice what happens this time with the i's. They go away, and I'm just left with negative 2. Much nicer. So then I'm going to have to do 2 plus 4i times 2. Well, this is just a distribute. And I can almost do this in my head. That's 4 plus 8i. No, it's not. It's negative 4 minus 8i. There we go. Negative 4 minus 8i. Okay, I do have it worked out already. Again, that goes away, and then I'm left with negative 24. So then I'm going to do negative 24 times 2 plus 4i. Again, it's just to distribute. Negative 48 minus 96i. Is that right? Negative 48 minus 96i, and bam, there we go. Okay, so that second one was a whole lot nicer, but now we are at the point where we have a quadratic. We started with an x to the fourth. This was an x to the fourth, and then this became an x to the third, and now we're at an x squared. So I have 1x squared minus 2x minus 24 equals 0. And I can solve this. Now, I can solve this many number of ways. I can do completing the square. I can do the quadratic formula. But if I try to factor it, it's going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and factor it. And so I have an x and x there, a 6 and a 4. There we go. And so x equals 6 or negative 4. So here's my answers. Okay, it says use the given 0 to find the remaining zeros. The given 0 was 2 minus 4i. Then the conjugate 0 is 2 plus 4i. And then the others are 6 and negative 4. Fourth degree polynomial, and I have 4 zeros. Okay. All right, that's our last video, our last example. We're going to move into the graphs of these polynomials next. It's just math, y'all.